I always remember his big beard, and to me, I would call him a hippie, I guess, but a very nice guy. I really liked him.
He was an inspiration.
A person who believed and lived what he believed.
Inspiration, organizer, a force for good. All these are words used to describe Chuck Matthei by the people he knew and worked with.
Chuck was an iconoclast. I always knew of him before I met him as sort of the Johnny Appleseed of the CDFI world. And he would go around and meet with people and and organize them.
I went with him a couple of times to do some talking with people. And Chuck used to hitchhike. And I said to him, Chuck, I'm a woman. I can't hitchhike. That's dangerous for somebody like me.
He brought his heart and soul into it in a way that I think was very inspiring to the whole generation of early CDFI folks.
A follower of Gandhi's teachings and a member of the Catholic workers' movement, Chuck held deep humanitarian convictions, often critiquing the economic conditions that harm the poor.
He would often quote Dorothy Day, the co-founder of the Catholic worker movement, and who said, anything that we have beyond our basic needs is stolen from the poor.
As executive director of the Institute for Community Economics, or ICE, Chuck traveled around the country helping new community loan funds establish themselves.
The Institute for Community Economics was a place where you brought in people who wanted to work together and you did what needed to be done.
Chuck Matthei challenging the question of where does capital come from, and that there's lots of capital out there, and there's lots of capital out there controlled by individuals or owned by individuals or institutions that have a mission value.
Chuck talked about the fact that we were just soapbox orators unless we were managing our own money, that there was something real about managing money.
No one lends money to someone unless they believe in their future. And generally, the people we're working with, no one's ever believed in their future before. And Chuck embodied that. He believed in an extraordinary way in the potential and power of people in community to come together, to work across differences.
It was under Chuck's guidance that the first gathering of CDFIs happened in 1985.
As Chuck said, we'll sink or swim together, but we have a much better chance of swimming together if we can think about addressing issues collectively.
Today, OFN honors the life and spirit of service that Chuck embodied by recognizing the service of those who drive OFN forward.
Chuck hated governance. The idea that you're naming a governance-related thing for Chuck is, to me, ironic beyond belief.
I think Chuck's looking down from heaven saying, before you give anybody an award, I need to interview them.